If you're not gonna do something right now, when are you really gonna do it? That's like something that's recently been popping up in my brain whenever I have to do something that's just not fun to do and I really don't want to do it and I'm lazy. There's this part of my brain that recently has been just saying this phrase, if you're not gonna do it right now, when are you gonna do it? And that honestly is a question, because I feel like most of us assume that one day we're gonna wake up like at the crack of dawn with some insane energy, and we're gonna do everything. We're gonna check off all our to-do list things and we're gonna do it so efficiently. We're gonna do it so quickly and we won't have to bother about it ever again. And that just never happens. It just never will happen, and it will never happen. It just won't happen. And it's so frustrating because this is something I've told myself, like I've told my brain, every day is gonna be plain bland, or we're gonna have to find ways to do all the important stuff within that plain bland day, because that's just most of life. Like you're gonna have days that are pretty normal, they're pretty boring, but you're gonna have to do the important stuff, all the stuff that you've been like kind of putting off. And there's not gonna be like this insane day where you're gonna be so productive and everything's gonna be done, because let me remind you, there are only 24 hours in a day, and you need time to sleep, and you need time to eat, and you need time to do all the other necessary things that a functioning human being needs to do. Honestly, ask yourself, if you have something right now that you're kind of putting off, if you're not gonna do it right now, when are you really gonna do it? Because I feel like most of our time, it's pretty much the same. It's just a matter of how we spend it, right? And it's not like time within like a week or 2 weeks is gonna be so much more like better, and we're gonna find the time at that time to do it. It's just time is time, that's a limited resource, and you have finite time and you can only do so much. So there's something really important that you have to do. If you're not gonna do it right now, when you're thinking about it and you're like actually existing right now, like you're living, you're breathing, and like everything's mostly okay. So if you're not gonna do it right now, genuinely, when you're gonna do it, like you never know when your time's up over here, and it's just something that's become a part of my brain, and it has helped me so much to like do stuff like being consistent with this YouTube channel, like doing all the other stuff that's important to me, applying for jobs, everything. Like, just if you're not gonna do it right now, when are you really gonna do it? Like, if it's something that's constantly looping around your brain and it's just swirling around in there, it's like, yes, that's your brain telling you this is something important, this is something that's taking up space in my brain, so might as well just do it right now, so that my brain has more space for other stuff to enter it, And I get it, it's hard, because it's so much better to put it off for like tomorrow, the day after, because again, we're looking for that very productive day where we're just gonna get that burst of energy and we're gonna do everything that we have to do. But those days are very rare. Like they do come, but they're so rare that they might as well not come, if that makes sense. Like, you can't put off very important stuff in your life for that day where things might work out, and the way life is, something else might go wrong on that day, So if you're watching this video and you have something important that you have to do, and it doesn't have to be something important like, I don't know, just boring adult stuff, like it doesn't have to be something important. It also could be something that's like like a passion project of yours. You want to like go do something, you want to go travel, you want to go do like, I don't know, like go concert or something. Like, just go do it, because you just never know when you're gonna like have time again. And right now, if you're thinking about it, you clearly want to do it, just go do it, really, because I think that's just such an easier way to live life also. Like, sure, I understand that it's probably like difficult in the moment, but often I found that once I start doing something, it just kind of goes, like you just kind of go to it and you just kind of do it. And I think just taking that first step, or whatever it could be, like anything, like just doing the first step of that and just seeing it through, and just see that it's very, very often that your brain's just gonna like create the next sequence of steps, and it's just gonna follow through, because now you're in it, you're in the thick of things, and you're just gonna do it now because you've started now. So yeah, if you're not gonna do it right now, when are you really gonna do it? Just start, take the first step and just do it. Like, for example, I'm applying to a bunch of places right now for jobs, and I always dread opening the first one. Like, I just just not in the mood to like, go to my resume again, see if it's up to a standard and if it fits the job description and everything. But you know what? I've often seen that once I do the first, application and just do it, it's so much easier because now you're in it. You have like, your browser tabs open and you've got the LinkedIn up and you've got the resume up, you've got everything up now. And it's like your brain's just gonna be like, okay, now we're in it. Now we're just gonna do it. I think the whole point is to just get yourself to that point. I think once you reach that point, you're just gonna do it. I think that's just how we're wired, like we just see something that we have to do and we're just gonna do it. It's just a matter of reducing that friction between you and that thing that you have to do. And I think if there's some way you could incorporate like that voice in your brain that just says if you're not going to do it right now, when you're going to do it, I think that's probably the best way to like go about this. Like anytime you have to do something, you're like scrolling on your Instagram or your Twitter or whatever, like just have that voice in your brain ready to go. And whenever you're thinking about something that you have to do, just have it loaded up. And once you say that out loud, you're gonna realize, yes, I need to do this right now because that's important, and not me wasting my time on social media where I'm not gonna learn anything, I'm not gonna accomplish anything, and it doesn't really matter if I'm spending X amount of hours on it or so many hours on it. It doesn't matter. What matters at the end of the day is that you do all the things that are important to you, whether it's making plans with a friend, filling a job application, going for a walk, exercising, going to the gym, all that stuff. That's good stuff. Like, that's all helping you to achieve the things that you want to achieve and all the goals, ambitions, and passions that you want to pursue. At the end of the day, that's all that matters. And if you can value your time and understand that the present is where you need to focus on and get things done, then I think that's probably one of the best things you can do for yourself and for all the things that you value and care about. And yeah, I guess that's the video. Thanks for watching.